The legend of Mwana Mwalundi, the Titan of Lake Victoria. Once upon a time, on the shores of Lake Victoria, there lived a man unlike any other. His name was Mwana Mwalundi, and his name was spoken with a mixture of reverence and fear across the Great Lakes region. Towering above ordinary mortals, his size was the stuff of legends. His hands were like boulders. His feet could flatten entire patches of forest, and his voice echoed like a thunderstorm rolling across the vast expanse of the lake. But Mwana Mwalundi was not just a man of immense stature. He possessed otherworldly powers. It was said that with a single touch, he could turn a living being into stone. His curses were equally formidable. Those who dared to cross him or invoke his wrath would find their lives transformed in ways too terrifying to imagine. The origins of his power. The elders whispered that Mwana Mwalundi was no ordinary man. He was believed to be born from the union of a mortal woman and Mwamba, the ancient spirit of the lake who controlled its waves and depths. Upon his birth, the lake churned violently, and the skies darkened as if acknowledging the arrival of a force that would change the region forever. Mwamba bestowed upon his son the gift and curse of his powers. "You will protect this land and its people," the spirit told him, "but you will also remind them of the balance that must always be maintained between nature and man." Mwana Mwalundi's power to turn people into stone was both a blessing and a warning. The fishermen of the lake respected him deeply, for they knew he was their protector. He ensured the fish were plentiful, the waters calm, and the storms manageable. However, there were always those who sought to test his might. One day, a group of foreign warriors arrived at the lake's shores. They were greedy and ruthless, seeking to claim the lake's bounty for themselves. Ignoring the warnings of the local villagers, they began to plunder the waters, taking more fish than they needed, and destroying the delicate balance of the ecosystem. When Mwana Mwalundi appeared before them, the ground shook beneath his mighty steps. The warriors laughed at his size, thinking it a mere exaggeration of local folklore. They did not laugh for long. As the giant raised his hand, the leader of the group froze mid-laugh. His body stiffened, his skin turned gray, and within moments, he became a statue. The others fled, leaving their petrified comrade behind as a grim warning to all who dared to disrespect the lake. Mwana Mwalundi's wrath was not limited to turning people into stone. He was also a master of curses, his words carrying the weight of his divine heritage. There was a trader named Nyambura who defiled the sacred groves near the lake in search of rare herbs. Despite the warnings of the villagers, Nyambura chopped down ancient trees and spilled oil into the waters. Mwana Mwalundi appeared in the mist one morning, his massive frame blending with the clouds. "You have desecrated what was meant to be sacred," he boomed. He raised his hand and pointed at Nyambura. "From this day forth, the lake will curse you. Its waters will reject you. Its fish will evade your nets, and its waves will chase you away." True to his word, Nyambura's fortunes dwindled. No matter how far he traveled, his boats capsized, his goods were spoiled, and his wealth crumbled. Desperate and broken, he returned to the lake and begged for forgiveness. Mwana Mwalundi heard his pleas and, moved by the man's repentance, allowed him to rebuild his life, but only as a protector of the lake. Despite his fearsome reputation, Mwana Mwalundi was loved by those who respected the land and its traditions. He would appear during the annual Festival of the Waters, where he blessed the fishermen with bountiful catches and taught the villagers how to live in harmony with nature. Children especially loved the stories of Mwalundi. They imagined him as a gentle giant, playing with animals and guiding lost travelers to safety. The elders, however, knew the truth. Mwalundi was both guardian and judge, a living reminder that power must be wielded wisely. As the years passed, Mwalundi's power grew. But with great power came great loneliness. He watched generations of villagers grow old and die, while he remained unchanged. The people began to fear him more than they revered him, whispering that his very presence was unnatural. Realizing that his time among mortals was nearing its end, Mwalundi made a decision. One moonlit night, he stood at the edge of Lake Victoria and raised his arms to the heavens. The skies darkened, and a great whirlpool formed in the center of the lake. He chanted an incantation, his voice reverberating through the air. "I have served this land faithfully, but I am no longer needed. Let my spirit return to where it belongs." With that, Mwalundi stepped into the lake and disappeared beneath its surface. The whirlpool calmed, the skies cleared, and the waters sparkled as if nothing had happened. To this day, fishermen claim to see his shadow in the depths of Lake Victoria. The petrified statues of those who defied him remain scattered across the region, serving as a reminder of his power. And when storms rage over the lake, the villagers say it is Mwalundi stirring the waters, ensuring that the balance is maintained. Thus, the legend of Mwalundi, the magical titan of Lake Victoria, lives on.